Hey guys, what's up? It's JR Cuber, and in this video we have another Puzzlcrate unboxing. This is the May 2019 box, so let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. Okay, so in here it looks like we have a inverted house cube puzzle and Vladi's Evil Seed. So we'll go ahead and read about both of these puzzles. Let's start with this one. So the creative mind of Nathan Wilson has given us yet another great puzzle, mass produced by Calvin's Puzzle. The inverted house cube is a combination of the Fisher cube and a normal 3x3 puzzle. Combining their pieces in this configuration gives the puzzle a very nice house shape. Nathan first made this puzzle about a year ago during a 30 days, 30 builds series on his YouTube channel, Nathan Wilson. If you haven't checked out his build video for this puzzle, we highly recommend you do. So let's go ahead and start out with this puzzle. So I remember Nathan building this puzzle. Nathan's a good friend of mine if you guys don't know, and he's had a couple puzzles mass produced, or actually maybe just one. I feel like I should know that, but this I think might just be a second one. So this is basically just a mixture of a Fisher cube with a normal house cube. So a normal house cube, which I actually have one, I'll go ahead and show you guys. So this is a normal house cube with these house cube stickers, and basically what it is just a normal 3x3 with one layer that is fissured, and then it has a fissure edge right here. So this is kind of the opposite of that. This is basically that, but tilted like that. So you have these layers here that are fissured, and then these layers up here that are normal. So you get kind of something like this. So it still generally has a similar shape, but just not quite in the same configuration. And then here we just have a normal fissure centerpiece instead of a normal fissure edge. So let's go ahead and do some turning. Yeah, so it feels just like any other 3x3 shape mod from Calvin's Puzzle. So I think these basically all use the same mechanism, and it's totally fine. It's not great or anything, but it actually turns rather well for a non-WCA puzzle. It's got some corner cutting as well. Yeah, these are generally nice puzzles. The one thing that does irritate me just a little bit is that there's this tiny little overhang from the normal pieces that go to the Fisher pieces. Like these Fisher pieces need to be just a tiny bit smaller. And I don't think that was the case on the handmade version, but because this is basically just a piece swap mod, they didn't make any like new molds for this or anything. So this is, you're basically just taking two sides of a Fisher cube and sticking it on a 3x3. But either way, it's a very small complaint. So I'm just gonna go ahead and scramble this up and see if we can give it a solve. And yeah, these Fisher mods aren't that complicated. They're pretty simple. The only thing is just getting edge orientation right. So you it's just like trial and error basically. But other than that, it's pretty simple. All right, so there's a pretty good scramble. So we'll go ahead and start out with white and just line up the centers with the edges. And I think two of these edges are going to be normal, or maybe just one. Okay, yeah. Okay, so interestingly, there are two of the same edges here. So there are two red and white edges. So I assume that's going to cause some kind of parity later on, but I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So I think this is the correct orientation for this center because it's lining up this way. So we'll just go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see if we can do our second layer. So I think that goes there. I don't think this needs to be red. But we'll go ahead and put that in. Yeah, I think this is how it's supposed to look. This seems about right. You can kind of see the shape coming together. So, but it looks like one of our edges in this middle layer is oriented wrong, and it doesn't matter which one we flip, even this one, because they're both the same color. So I'll just go ahead and flip this one. There we go. So now we'll just go ahead and do our top layer, which generally for Fisher cubes I like to do beginner's method, just because it makes more sense to me. So move these corners around, which, aha, it looks like these two need to switch, but also these two edges can switch. So actually we have a J-perm here. So if I do a J-perm, now everything should be in position and I can just rotate it. So we can do that, and then, come on. This is very awkward. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's the solve. Okay, really not too bad. Because we do get some identical edges on this, there is one extra parity that you can get. But as you guys saw, it's pretty easy to fix just by switching those two identical edges on the top layer. So yeah, that is the inverted house cube made by Nathan Wilson and mass produced by Calvin's Puzzle. So I'll definitely be sure to leave a link to Nathan's original video in the description, and of course to his channel. If you guys haven't checked out Nathan, definitely be sure to do so. I think as of recording this, he hasn't quite hit 200,000, but I imagine he will hit it by the time it's gone up. So huge congratulations to Nathan for that. So let's go ahead and move on to the next puzzle, which is this one from Calvin's Puzzle, and we'll read the card first. So it says, designed and invented by puzzle maker Vladi Delimolov. No idea how to pronounce that. The Evil Seed is a more complex and challenging version of the Seed Puzzle, a face-turning trihedron. Unlike the Seed Puzzle, the Evil version has a middle slice, centerpieces, and can even shapeshift. You can mix it up without shapeshifting for an easy solve, or fully scramble it if you are up for a more challenging solve experience. Okay, so I'm not sure I'm familiar with the original Seed Puzzle, but we're gonna go ahead and check this out anyway. It looks like a very interesting shape, so I definitely don't have any puzzles in this shape. The card said it is a trihedron, which I'm also not that familiar with, but let's just see how this moves. Okay, that's weird. Okay, so it has these moves along here, and then I assume it turns through the middle? Yes, it does. It's just not that smooth. Okay, so how does it jumble then? I assume maybe... No, not like that. So it shapeshifts somehow. Not sure. Ah, there we go. Okay. Strange. Whoa, that is so cool. So I guess we'll go ahead and scramble it up. I'm gonna go ahead and just start with normal turns and get everything mixed up in that way before I start shapeshifting. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but it's just something I like to do. Just make sure everything is kind of split up. So there's not that many pieces to the puzzle, so it's gonna be hard to like get a good full scramble, you know, but just wanna make sure things aren't too close together. Which that looks like, you know, not too bad. So we'll go ahead and shapeshift it now, I guess. Just start moving pieces around. Yeah, this is really cool. So it looks like when you start shapeshifting it, you see that there are actually 6 pieces around a face on each side. So there's only 12 pieces in the whole puzzle. So I can't imagine it's going to be that difficult. I guess we'll just go ahead and try and solve it. So... let's see, I imagine we're going to need like a white piece here next to this one. So maybe turn this out of the way and just kind of move that into place. And then same with this red one, and kind of just move that into place here. I assume these two pieces kind of need to slide over into this position. So I'm just turning these down and then kind of moving them opposite of where they have to go, and then turning them up, which kind of puts them there. And then here, it looks like we need a blue and white piece, which comes from here. So I'm not sure how that's going to get in there. Maybe something... Interesting. Maybe just kind of cycling this around. Oops. Yeah, so all of these line up, and then turning it down like that. Okay, I think that works. Now, I'm not sure how we're going to get this top layer done. I think we should just go ahead and start in the same process. So just cycling pieces around seems like the best option. So, let me just see what happens if I just turn one time every slice. Oh, looks like we got a pop. I don't think that's going to be that hard to put back in. Yep, there we go. So it actually looks like all of these internals are wrong. So I'm wondering if this is actually not the way this is supposed to go together. It looks like blue is supposed to be here, actually. So maybe this red piece is meant to go here and then a white one here. Or actually, sorry, a red here. So maybe something like that. Okay, so I'm not really sure how this middle section kind of relates to everything, but now I've kind of messed everything up further. I think this needs to be blue and white here. So I'm wondering if maybe the way to go is just going to be to pair kind of these pieces up, which it seems like we're actually kind of close in that sense. Okay, so I'm really not making much progress here. I'm wondering if there's a different way to go about this. If maybe I should hold it in a different way and maybe solve one half this way and then this top half. Maybe something like that, I don't know. Okay, I think I may have made a breakthrough. I'm thinking this might kind of work a little bit like a cuboid, but with 6 pieces around the top instead of like 4 corners and 4 edges. So I think I might be able to use similar kinds of tricks. So let's go ahead and find out. We might be able to do the whole thing just with corner swapping algorithms on a cuboid. So let's just see how this works. I'm going to try and swap these 2 pieces here. Okay, I think I may have done something. So I think we may be making progress. Okay, so it looks like the corner swapping algorithm moves these 4 pieces kind of in a clockwise direction. So I don't know how useful that's going to be, but I've discovered something, which is good. Okay, again, progress. I think we just have to figure out a way to swap these 2 now. And then I don't know what's going on with these middle pieces. Okay, so that doesn't appear to be working. The next thing I'm going to try is doing all of these edges first and then doing the centers later and see how that works. Okay, so we're back to where we were. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and see if maybe I can move these pieces around without affecting the corners. Ah. Okay, there's progress, but now we have to figure out how to get these middles. So we're basically, it seems like we're almost done, but maybe we have to turn it like that and then figure out how to move all these pieces over, or just, I don't know, maybe just kind of something. Okay, now we have one of them in, but now these 2 are out. Okay, now they're all back out, so I'm really not sure what I'm doing here.
2,000 years later.
Alright, well, I am officially stumped with this little puzzle. I really don't know what to do, so I'm going to see if there's any tutorials online, see if I can follow that, and I'll come back and update you guys on the progress. So it's been a few days now, and as you guys can see, I was able to solve this puzzle. It turns out I was much closer than I thought I was, and it didn't take me that much longer to solve once I turned the camera off and took a bit of a break. So I think that might have been what it was, is I was just kind of tired. I had already been going at it for like 45 minutes or something like that. So my brain was a little bit fried, but once I kind of took a break, came back to it, turns out I was actually pretty close. So basically what I did is I just got it to that point where I had it where everything was solved except for these internal pieces. And then from there, I basically just kind of did random turns trying to move around blocks of pieces until it just kind of worked, I guess. I'm not entirely sure exactly what I did. I basically just fiddled with it once all of the outer pieces were in place until it solved, and that ended up working. But overall, definitely a very cool and unique puzzle, and a very interesting strategy overall. The thing that I found that worked the best overall in the end was just to use the corner swapping cuboid algorithm with different combinations of how many times I would turn the top, because it would produce different results whether I did a full turn or just one turn, or if I did 3 turns like that, different things would happen. And that way I was able to kind of manipulate the pieces on the top to move in the way that I needed them to. So yeah, that really just about does it for this month's puzzle crate on these 2 puzzles. If you guys want to check out Puzzlcrate, I'll of course leave a link in the description. It's a $30 a month subscription service and you get new puzzles sent to you every single month. Anyways, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.